morning.
Yes, it is, and it's
Destined
supposed
to
to get
be
warmer.
Oh my gosh! Finally, it's
Yeah.
like spring weather.
Almost.
Oh, and then I saw on the news last night. Snow later in the week.
Oh,
You know, yeah. I don't know how much or whatever they're talking, but
the good weather on the weekend, that's
that's
a good
been
thing.
nice. Yeah, we're on a roll with that.
Yeah. So, what's been happening?
Oh, busy, colds.
Oh.
Conferences at school.
Uh-huh.
It's just been nuts.
Yeah. No coronavirus at school.
No
though.
coronavirus. No.
Good.
It's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, if most people don't get really, really sick from it, why are we freaking out? And let's let it run its course.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't get it, but...
Do they have you on extra precautions, like having to disinfect all your stuff? Or...
Well, okay, I do that naturally.
Oh, okay.
I mean, okay, so this actually happened. I have this one little boy, and honest to Pete, he had this big, juicy sneeze. Achoo! Snot, spit everywhere, all over the table. Yuck. I mean, but it happens. He's, he's a second grader, for heaven's sakes. Gosh.
Yeah.
So he, that was, and that was like about, a week ago maybe.
Uh-huh.
Stuffy nose, runny nose.
Yeah, yeah. That went
and
in the air.
Yeah, and it went in the air, and I've not been coughing. I just got this gushy, slimy stuff coming out of my nose.
Okay.
And it's annoying. I haven't felt bad, so I don't know. So I sound a little nasally today.
Yeah.
But, so it's just been, at school, they did send out information, about being conscious, hand washing and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
you don't have time to be washing your hands every time a kid sneezes in your classroom.
Exactly.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
those of you that are looking for Roomba that enjoyed her running around last week,
oh, come on.
she is parked for the morning.
That was kind of fun.
She got into the wink yard this morning and needs her brushes cleaned. It's my own fault. Somebody was in there yesterday, and I should have went and looked because, that's like on the floor in a basket.
Yeah.
So if they leave one little tail hanging out, it's going to go. And sure enough, I must not have noticed it last night.
Oops.
So I got to clean her brushes. She'll be back again soon.
It's like a pet, for heaven's sake.
Yep, it sure is.
Oh, I'm going to buy my husband one for Christmas. He has wanted one of those forever.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I have, okay, honey.
Yeah, I can't recommend them high enough. I love it.
Well, my dog doesn't shed, so it's, how much dirt do just 3 people track into a house? I don't know.
Right. So you'll find out.
I guess.
Yeah, I let her run every day we're open. So, and I only have to empty that little dirt cup once a week. They say to do it every day, but it's not even full.
Okay.
After a week, so I'm okay.
It'll be interesting to how she, how does she get around the whole place?
I think it's just random, and she just happens to do it. It might not be every day, but she goes for about 90 minutes, and she just bumps into things, turns around, bumps into things, turns around. If she finds a whole bunch of dirt in one spot, then she goes around in circles a while, make sure she gets it all. She has a sensor.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, yep. But, she gets under these tables, everything.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I just think he if I bought that him for Christmas, he would just think that's just wonderful.
There's programmable ones that cost a lot more that you can like map out your house and give it a plan on how to go. I like this random thing.
Random would be much more fun.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And with your dog chasing it and barking at it.
I don't know what Libby would do. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I can't say much, though, because, like, the first day, maybe even the first 2 days, I chased it and followed it all around because I,
you
was
wanted
curious.
To figure out.
Yeah, I wanted to know what it was going to do.
There's Joanne running after the Roomba. There's just something funny about that image.
Yep. I did it. I'm sure every new owner would.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I may have to just invest in one. So, what are you wearing?
This is a sample from Earth Yarns. It's the new Unique yarn.
Pretty.
Unique now comes in DK weight. We've had it in fingering weight and
Worsted.
worsted. Now it comes in DK. So I just
I
threw
love that.
on. So that one is this color.
Okay, and is it two together? Or?
No, it stripes that way.
Wow.
The yarn does this striping.
I use the worsted weight in my worsted sock arm sweater.
Uh-huh.
And other than the fact that I screwed up and I wound the balls one backwards of the other so my stripes went in a different sequence, that's something you've got to be careful with when you have multiple balls of self-striping yarn.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it, you know. But so on one sleeve the stripes go up this way, the pattern, the striping pattern, and on the other sleeve they go down. I thought, well, being sock arms, it's okay, totally unique to have that.
Yeah.
But
So I have 3 different striping uniques.
yeah, that is beautiful. And then these two.
Those are called monochrome. They're the
I
same
like
yarn,
this one.
but it's just one color that gradates.
That's pretty.
Yeah. So, and I thought these were more neutral. If you did want to mix two,
That would be cool together.
You could. These are so neutral. You could mix them with any old thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been moving really well. We sold a bunch of it already, and I think part of that is this.
This is so pretty.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
What's the name of it? Chevron. 6012. Yep.
Wow.
So Earth Yarns. It's on their website. Earth is spelled URTH.
Oh, that's right. They don't know.
Yep.
They like your monochrome too. They spell chrome with a K.
Yeah.
Wonder if that's because their version of English. I don't know.
I don't know.
And the other new thing we have in the shop is this cotton, and there's 3 different colors. I'm gonna show you them all right away. Pretty spring colors. I love these. I mean, very nice. Anyways, this is cotton. It's called Nifty Cotton Splash. It's 100% cotton. It is not mercerized. I think it would make great dishcloths. Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, you had suggested a baby blanket.
Yes. I know when Lucas was born, I loved using like a soft cotton like this for his baby blankets.
Well, it is really soft.
Liz really used the heck out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want a sweater or anything out of that. It was stretched out of shape. But
Yeah, that'd be nasty.
baby blankets would be gorgeous. Washcloths, dish towels, hot pads, that kind of stuff would be
Kitchen
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
Very nice. I just think this orange is so pretty.
Yep. And
Just
it's
love it.
worsted weight, so it'll work up quickly.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see this come in.
Yeah, I like it. It's in a basket. Maybe that's why you didn't notice it as much.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's been up there over a week.
So what you been working on?
What, well, I got an FO. I made this little baby sweater as a sample for a knit-along we're going to do. And what this is scraps of sock yarn held together with, I use natural, a big old cone. You hold them together and you make a sweater. Let me grab that sheet in just a minute. I'll show this. You can see the different minis
I love
in there.
it. Just love it.
scraps. I wanted to pick something people could use up their minis that they may have gotten an advent calendar for a knit-along. So
Oh my gosh, I do have one.
yeah, so you could use your minis, and I'm suggesting people could use this pattern off of Ravelry called Simple Something. This is no pattern information, it's just the Ravelry page, so I can show it. So they show a couple of different pictures with some with using one solid and ones with just mix them all up totally. But I like the look when you have one along the whole thing
I do too.
with
I
a
just
solid.
love that look.
So, yeah, so this will be our knit-along starting on Thursday. You can use this pattern or you can use your favorite raglan top-down and just pick a color that goes with all your minis. If you have trouble picking, come on in. I bought some tools so we can like put it over your minis and pick a color. I got Laurel's over there. Let me grab that. too.
Yes, this is, Laurel did this out of her own yarns, I believe, that she dyed. And it's just beautiful.
She used blue
Blue is what she held all the way through it.
all the way through,
And that
and then
created
all
this
of her minis.
Just a beautiful mild effect.
And this is from Laurel from Blue Doxy Dye Works.
I've
Yeah,
seen
I
a
like
lot of marling lately on Ravelry. And so, you know, another thing that you could consider doing too if you wanted to marl, say you got a bunch of self-striping yarn. Like the fingering weight of this, hold the fingering weight of this with a fingering weight of a self-striping or a solid, whatever solid looks good with it. You could accomplish the same kind of effect with self-striping yarn if you had it, you know. And if you don't, well, minis will do. So
Yeah.
I have had dreams about how I'm going to do this and looking at different patterns on Ravelry, and because I've got a boatload of minis.
Sure.
I bought, well, to be honest, 2 advent calendars that are in my stash right now, and I've got lots and lots of options. What if you just took variegateds that aren't necessarily leftovers, but alternated your variegateds that blended?
Sure.
You know, just the potential is huge for this, and I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I chose, I'm going to make my full-size one for my daughter Becky, and I'm going to use a gray and all pastels.
That'll be gorgeous.
Yeah. She's a pink kind of girl. So.
Yes, she is.
Yep.
I think that'd be just awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I need to knit another sweater now, like I need a hole in the head. And I have a cone of cream-colored ivory, whatever, sitting at home. I don't think mine's as soft as yours, but mine is superwash.
This is too. I think this is just the regular.
Is that, well, I don't know what.
It's probably the same.
I gotta look on the inside of mine.
It doesn't really say, but it has our tag, and it says sock yarn on a cone. So I think it's just the 75-25.
Well, that
Same
would
as
certainly
what
work.
you'd have. Yeah.
You know, and I've got Leading Men minis up the yin yang. So
Yeah, and if they're in a set, they're already matched for you.
Well, in fact, there is one set that is already matched.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and the thing is, then your sleeves end up being different, you know, because you just add a new mini and when
I
you
did
get to
that
a
on
sleeve.
purpose here because so many people get stressed out about they want to make the sleeves the same, save some half of this, and mine are different.
You don't even notice that they're different.
No, I don't think if I pointed it out, nobody would have noticed. So yeah.
I also have some magic cakes that I made up out of my scraps.
Oh, that would be good
That
too.
would be a really good option too.
That's all I did with this, is tied the magic knot. I didn't have all the ends to weave in, because I figured you got the one steady one. So chances of that pulling apart are very slim, because the other one has the strength there for you.
No, I don't think you have to worry about that either.
Yeah, so I think that'll be fine.
Well, she has an FO.
Yep, I have one FO. What do you have for FOs?
I have 2 FOs. The first one, you get to see it first, but I'm going to put it in, hide it in my bag. Today is Mystery Shawl, or Mystery Mania, and I want to show the cowl that I did. Oh, that is this month's project. Started here, so this would be the where I cast on. So I don't know which is, goes either way.
Okay.
All right. So what I wanted to focus on with this one was texture. So you start off with a cable and lace pattern. Then you've got a broken rib, bobbles, a different kind of beaded or broken rib, I don't know. The ribs are different, but nonetheless. Here is smocking. And then this last one is called grapes, and it's just a lace pattern with eyelets.
Very
And
nice.
it's just this wonderful cowl, and I knit it out of the, come on,
That new Plymouth?
Cheshire Cat.
Oh, okay.
This is the Cheshire Cat.
That's
and I have
beautiful.
not knit this up. And the thing is, it actually responds on the needles like a light fingering.
Okay.
But when you look at that skein, it is so lofty,
Yeah.
you know? But I think it knit up beautifully. I mean, it's so soft. Now, I haven't had time to wear this one yet, but I'll wear it.
If it were cold out, you could wear it with what you have on.
Yeah, but, well, at any rate. So, and the other thing that I liked about this pattern, and part of the reason I chose it, is it has a tubular cast on
Oh,
and a
okay.
tubular bind off. So the ends literally match.
Okay.
And I had never knit this tubular cast on before. Okay, I will tell you that I was having fits. I had to restart like 3 times. That's not like me. I don't,
Yeah.
I'll watch a knitting video and I say, oh yeah, I get it. Not this time.
Exactly.
Maybe I was just being dumb, okay? It's not that hard.
Right.
And I'm really happy with the results. I love the stretchiness of it. So when this gets worn, you've got nothing really holding it tight. It also calls for, and this was an interesting thing, all of these stitch patterns, oh, there was my crease. I should have put towels in there. Look at that. Darn. Anyways, you won't see it once it's on. But I changed needles. All of these different stitch patterns have a different gauge that they naturally knit up to because of the way they respond and pull the yarn in. So in order to keep this the cowl consistent with, you change needles.
Okay.
So let's see. The cast on is knit on a 3. This is a 4. This is a 4. This is a 5, and this is a 5, and I think this was a 4. So all the way through it, you're changing needles. Now, I'll be honest with you, in the bobble part, I could have probably stayed on the 4. I think that's a little loose for my taste. I would have liked that fabric to be a little firmer, but whatever. I mean, it's a cowl, and it's soft, and it's really drapey. So, and that was what the designer wanted. The pattern is called Heartwarmer by Justina Lorkowska. And I love this. I have loved this thing just because of its simple nature all the way, ever since I saw it.
It has a nice drape to it, too.
It
so that
does.
yarn really works well.
It really did work well. For this cowl, I used all but a little ball of that 512 yard skein.
Okay.
So the thing about it is that you need more than one skein of fingering. But if you had a skein that some of them are like 465. If you had a skein like that, and maybe you took out one repeat of this or a couple rows of the ribbing, you could shorten the sections easily to make sure your yarn's going to make it.
Yeah.
You could do, this is, take off do a repeat and a half,
Yeah.
or something. I mean, you could do that. And so that's kind of what we'll talk about later this morning with it. So that was an FO. Yeah, I literally
Okay.
blocked it Wednesday. Okay, a little running behind on this one.
Okay.
Oops. Okay, so that's done. And then my other learning experience. Hide that, baby. Oh, well, that I want to show too. Okay, so these are my colorwork mittens. This one is kind of a little bit damp yet. This is the one that fits. I love these. It has an afterthought thumb. I never did an afterthought thumb before.
Okay.
Big deal. Worked the same as an afterthought heel.
Yeah.
You just pick
Yep.
up. I got right there, I know that there's a float that's too tight. And right there,
Oh.
you can see how the edges go
Yeah.
in on these.
Mm-hmm.
This is blocked. This is unblocked. So the bumpiness that I was looking at in this
Yeah.
yarn did go away for the most part.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's fine. But the learning experience, okay. When I knit color work, obviously I want it tighter or looser than my regular knitting. Okay, now I'm not a tight knitter to begin with anyways. I'm loose. So I knit the cuff on a 0 because
Okay.
this is a fingering weight yarn. I knit the cuff on a 0. And then I thought, do I use a 1 or a 2? The pattern called for a 2. So I knit this one. I started out, cast on up here. I knit the first row of snowflakes on a 1 and thought, oh man, that's a little tight. And then I went to a 2 and knit the rest of the mitten on a 2. Screwed up and didn't go back on my the top of the hand. Screwed up and didn't go back down to my 1.
Okay.
But this mitten ended up being way too long.
Okay.
Okay, and kind of big. So mitten number 1 needed to be frogged because it didn't fit. So then I went back and I did mitten number 2 And this one, I stayed on a 0 for the cuff and a 1 for the hand. But here is the
Okay.
most bizarre part. Okay, look how much longer this is.
Yeah, way longer.
And I'm serious, my gauge changed that much going from a
Wow.
1 to a 2.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Now, and this is blocked. So, and this one I did not block. So I didn't even do the thumb on this one. I know I'm going to frog it,
Yeah.
you know, and
sure, if it
redo
doesn't
it.
fit.
I mean, it's just absurd. But, and I wanted to see if this yarn was going to bloom or how, and it didn't. It does not. So that's another thing. These mittens were like a huge learning experience. Knitting with fingering weight in the round, to color work, making sure you got your gauge right. How much do I need to switch my needles to keep it amazing. And then the other thing I screwed up on this one, the top of this mitten, I didn't go back down to my 0. I should have gone back down to the 0 after I finished the color work.
Okay.
The thumb I did knit on a 0.
Okay.
Actually, I knit the thumb the first time on the 1. And then I said, no, it's too big. So
Okay.
then I went back to work, frog the whole thumb, re-knit it. So, I mean, I don't frog much when I knit because I usually do it right the first time.
Yeah.
But this, I'm going to tell you, was quite the learning experience.
Good.
So I did. I have been just exploring color work mittens so much this winter, and I have had a blast doing it.
Good.
And I like to have challenge in my knitting, and I was challenged. So every now and then, I like mindless knits too. But, so that was
during
it.
knit night.
Yeah, knit
Yeah.
night's got to be brainless.
Yep.
So that's my FO, and I mean, it just
Okay.
amazes me how much they're different. So, oh well. I don't know when I'll frog that other one. I don't need mittens now, but I'll probably make
Yeah.
that a summer project just to get caught up on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other FO?
No other FOs?
Okay. Work in progress. I started a new hat.
I love that.
This is called the Time Crunch hat. Now, I looked on Ravelry last week or the week before, and she had pulled the pattern down to redo the decreases at the top. So right now, I'm not sure if you can get the hat. It's called Time Crunch hat by Yarn Geek Fibers. I suppose I shouldn't show all of our pattern stuff. But there is no pattern on here. It's just materials. So yeah, so that'll be the color work. And what I'm doing is I'm doing pink for the main color.
So what is that? The cool
Ultra wool.
Oh, you've been messing with DKs.
Barocco, yeah. And then it's from the Zauberball people, but it's called Edition 3. It's DK weight. And it's just like a Zauberball, but in DK.
They've got a sport weight Zauberball now. It's called Stark 6, I think.
There's Edition 6.
Or is that that's what they renamed it? Something 6.
There's Edition 3, Edition 6, and Zauberballs. So you can see it's starting to stripe in there.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm really liking it. I'm done with the ribbing now.
Now that's is that a true corrugated? Or
Yeah,
is it...
it's knit one in the pink, pearl one in the color. So it is a 2-color rib.
I also like is that an I-cord cast on?
No, I did my Chinese waitress. You were supposed to do the 2-color cast on.
Oh, forget that. I
But
had that.
yeah, I'm always afraid it's not going to stretch enough. And
you know what? I don't think you need it on this. I kind of like it without it.
Yeah, so I chose to just do a 1-color Chinese waitress. I did do the medium at first, and it looked huge, so I took it out and did the small. Now it is a little small, so it'll probably go to a kid, but I think it sucks in because of the color work.
Oh, yeah.
The ribbon did.
Yeah, that way that ribbing lays, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how big it is. I'll find somebody to fit it.
Well, there's enough little people around you.
Yeah, yep. So that's what I've been working on. And then today I'm going to do the brioche workshop this afternoon with everybody else.
Stay. I can't stay.
Okay.
I got to go help my sister at my aunt's house.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cleaning out the aunt's house. Can I talk about the cleaning out the aunt's house? Okay. My grandma, which would have been my aunt's mother, obviously, taught me to knit. when I was about 8. She also taught me to crochet. This is a long time ago, so it's over 50 years that I've been knitting. And I wouldn't say I've always knit, but yeah, I've always knit. It's just that now I'm insane about it, whereas maybe there were times when I just didn't as much. Yeah, you're raising 3 boys, you don't have time to knit.
Yeah.
I know I had things on the needles, but not like passionate, because I just didn't have time. One of the cool things about my grandma is that she could take something and, oh, I'm going to hang on to that because that's going to be worth something. She's got beads up the yin-yang. I don't know what we're going to do with all those beads. I don't do that much bead work. But she's got beads up the yin-yang. She's got patterns, vintage patterns, but I don't have time to go through them all to decide what I would want and what I wouldn't want.
Right.
I found a tin. I mean, it's an old tin. Tin's cool. All knitting tools. My grandma's knitting tools. They're just special to me. I probably will never use them. And like there's some stitch holders. I'm not going to use, I don't need any more stitch holders. But that being said, it was still cool to see.
Yeah.
We found that. There's an old trunk up there that I can't get out of the closet because there's other junk in the way yet. But I got dishes that match my china that my grandma had a place setting or a couple place settings of. And I was like, why did grandma have that? So when grandma passed away, she left everything in her house to her daughter, and my aunt never married. So what is really in this house is really grandma stuff more so than my aunt's stuff. I found a box. Now, this is not going in my stash. Okay. No stash rules on this one because I didn't spend money on it. It was not a purchase, so don't care. But it's cones of wool.
Oh.
And I think she might have got it. Obviously, my grandma's been gone. Oh, a really long time now. I mean, probably 15, 20 years in that ballpark. And it's been sitting upstairs because my aunt didn't do anything crafty. And it's funny, she's the oldest daughter. And she has 2 younger sisters. Both of them are crafty. They quilt, they knit. I mean, so yeah. That Aunt Laverne kept all this stuff just blows my mind. Well, anyways, it's this box of wool on cones. It looks to be worsted weight, but I'm gonna have to wrap it. That's why I asked you about the wraps per inch. I love the color of this yarn. It's a really cool rusty color, but it's kind of marled with a yellow, and it's got some orange tones in there. It's just neat. And then there's the same kind of twist yarn in golds, and then some cream colored with some tan. Now, there's much more of the rusty orange color than there is of the other 2 colors, but there is literally multiple cones in it. Now, and the cones I have no idea how much is on these cones. There's no data, no nothing. I just know that it's wool. So I just took this box along because to me, this is a tribute in a weird way to my grandma. Because my grandma would never thrown that box of yarn out. No way on God's green earth. But I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. It's itchy wool, okay?
Oh, I know the perfect thing. Weave a rug.
Not a rug. I'm doing pillows.
Oh, I would do a rug for sure.
Well, I may have enough to do a rug.
Yeah.
I just don't know where I would put a rug that color.
Yeah, well, and you can even make it color work if you have the multiple colors.
It could be a rug.
Like an Indian rug kind of thing.
Well, the funny thing about it is that I had been, since I got this stuff last week, and since I have picked up this box of yarn, I've been like stressing out. I gotta use that. How am I gonna use that? How am I gonna use it? It's going to be woven. I don't know exactly. I want to do pillows, for sure, because this rusty orange color will look phenomenal in my couch, with my couch in my living room. So I am doing pillows, and the gold will complement that. So I might do striped or some kind of geometric thing going on with these pillows. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and I'm going to just use a carpet warp
Right, for your warp.
Yeah, carpet warp for my warp, and then this will be my weft.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, now that I figured out pillows. But you're right, I could do a rug.
Sure.
I could do a rug.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, and your loom goes up to 4 feet wide if you wanted.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you could make a nice size one.
Yeah, I could. So, we'll see. I don't know. But stay tuned. I will be bringing these in. I don't know when I'm going to get to this, because you're setting up your loom takes a long time. I mean, like when I set up my loom for my table runner that I did, that took probably 12 hours just of actual working on the loom, 12 hours just to get that loom threaded and warped correctly.
Well,
So-
that's wrapping your warp to cut them all to length too, though, right?
No, that didn't include warping it.
Oh.
That's just through the heddle and tying on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember mine taking so long, but
Well,
oh well.
if you screw up, the more
Yeah.
complicated that is, and this was a rep weave, and I had to have so many threads of this color and so many threads of this color,
Oh,
and so many,
yeah.
so when you do something like that, you got to make sure. Now, something like these pillows, what I'm thinking is probably going to be more of a plain weave, maybe a twill or something like that.
Yeah.
The threading is not as complicated.
Right, because you're going to use carpet warp, and then
Yeah, and it's one solid color, so
Yeah.
won't take as long. But so yeah, I think a rug would be an option, and that wool would wear like iron.
Oh yeah,
You know.
yeah. And
So-
those old scratchy wools, they don't get dirty either. They like repel the dirt.
Oh wow, so then it really would make a good rug.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to be pillows first,
Okay.
and my thought is that my two aunts that I'm going to make them each a pillow
Okay.
from this kind of a tribute
The
to their mother.
surviving aunts?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to, because they would understand where this is coming
Okay.
from me. So to me, it's a very emotional journey too.
Yeah.
And so much of what I've been crafting lately has been emotional.
Okay.
Weird. I don't know. But
Okay.
at any rate, now the other thing,
Okay.
here it is.
There's your little Afghan pattern that you want to
is.
replicate.
This is this is actually really crappy crocheting, but because there's ends all over the place that haven't been
Sure.
woven in properly, and
But
there's knots. So I
Yeah.
have no idea. This was in a box of doll clothes, but I brought it in because this is the pattern I wanted to find. Did I find two full-size Afghans with this pattern? Yes.
Okay.
And one of them is brown, and it has a gradiating orange and yellow stripes in it, which is gorgeous, and that's already, I washed it, and it is now laying on the back of my couch in my family room, which is all browns. And then the other one is just one that is all scrappy, whatever, and it's got crazy colors, and I don't know what I'll do with that one. But this is a smaller version of it, and it was in a box of doll clothes. So this is actually I'm gonna give it to Cora, and she can use it in her cradle for her babies. But it's the pattern. So now I just got you to help me break down the pattern of what it is. It doesn't look complicated. It's double crochet. But how it zigzags and what they're doing, it has to do with how they're doing the chains.
Well, they single crochet here, and then they chain up to get it to the height of the double crochet, and then when they come back, they're working in that chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I've
like I
done
said,
that.
you're going to help me we might even find this now that we know what it is.
Yeah, it's probably in that book of crochet dishcloths.
Yes, so that's where we'll see. Nonetheless, I'm going to take one of my advent kits, and I'm going to use it held double with my cone yarn, all right? I mean, there's tons of yarn on these cones.
Sure, and I
So-
can always get more.
Yeah, but I'm going to borrow the advent kit, the Leading Men advent kit, which it's got 25 skeins, so it's technically not an advent kit. But there's 25 minis in it. And I'm going to marl it with that cone, and I'm going to make myself an Afghan using this
Okay.
pattern. And I'm just going to knit the mini till it's gone, or crochet the mini till it's gone, rather than get my stripes perfect
See,
like
I
this
cut
is.
mine at the end of every row because I want rows. I don't like just see over here where you got just the little two. I didn't really like that.
You know what? In this pattern, maybe I shouldn't.
Right. Because it doesn't look good when you have two rows the same color together there.
Actually, the ones I have at home are actually all two colors of that. And it's just a wider stripe.
Okay.
So I could do this with 2 colors, or I could do it with 1.
Yeah.
But I'll have to do some swatching and figure out what my crochet gauge is because I have no idea. But at any rate, this is also, this pattern. I remember as a kid going and seeing, we called her Big Grandma, but it was my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother made these Afghans always. I, as a kid, went to see her with my grandma in the nursing home. And I remember Big Grandma crocheting.
Oh,
This
okay.
an Afghan like this pattern,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm sure that's why my grandma always did it. And the brown ones is just gorgeous. I should really, some Thursday I'll bring it in. The brown one is just gorgeous. But yeah, she did this pattern all the time. She's also did granny squares in the closet. We found, now this goes back to like the 70s. They had these it's like a cardigan with a shawl collar, and it would overlap, and there would be a belt on it, and it's granny squares.
Oh my God, that must be ugly as sin.
No,
I mean, some people think it's beautiful, but it's not. Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't think I'd wear it now.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but someone who wants to go for like a vintage kind of look,
Yeah.
clearly this would do it.
Okay.
But she had, seriously, a couple of them hanging in the closet
Okay.
that on hangers, so that, that we're done, and nobody was wearing them. Now, my grandma crocheted these, so I remember when she was doing them. I remember I have a shoe bag, and it's burlap that that upholsterers use, and it's about yay wide. And there was these 2 dark threads running through it. And I don't know what they used it for, but it was a kind of burlap in upholstery. And my grandma would take a variegated yarn, and she would do this embroidery on this burlap, incorporating this stripe. And this burlap, and then she would take the strips and sew them together, line it. And so it was my shoe bag for when I would wear my boots, and you take your shoes to work with you.
Yeah.
My grandma made these, and I got mine somewhere in the house. I have no idea where it is, but Grandma made me this shoe bag, and I love this thing.
Okay.
But I don't really use it now anymore, but I can't part with that.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of person my grandma was, and I think that's where I get it from. I just, my other, and it's weird because my other grandma was a seamstress, could sew anything. We had my mom's winter coats as a kid, could sew anything. And the weird thing about it, though, is my other grandma, she could do anything, but never had any desire to teach me.
Oh.
Whereas my Grandma B always taught me, always. We would sit down and we would craft for hours, and whatever you wanted to do, let's figure out what we can do with this. Now we call them makers, My grandma was a maker.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing as I go through this house. Oh, there's so much junk in this house. But I mean, the maker part of me is just in heaven. But just, it's like I'm understanding a lot about how I look at my making, if you will. It's just been a journey. Been a journey.
Yeah, I remember my grandma always was making stuff too. And the one thing that stuck out that was my favorite is when we melted records and then made the edges ripply, and made them into like candy dishes.
Oh my gosh.
And then she even got us gold spray paint once, so we spray painted it gold.
Gosh.
Oh, that was my favorite craft I ever did with my grandma. But
It's crazy to think about. All the things. And grandma, I mean, that's Depression era too, so they don't throw anything out. And that's why there's a lot of junk in this house too. But some of the antique things we found. I found a baby bottle from Rainitz's Drugs. Apparently, when you had a baby, they would give you these glass baby bottles. And it's got a little stork on the front. It's really cute.
Oh.
So I got that. I just thought that was neat. And I walked away with a fur coat. Well, 2 of them, in fact.
Okay.
One I think is useless because it's pretty worn out.
Okay.
But the other one is bare.
All right.
fur coat hanging in the closet
Mm-hmm.
with my aunt's initials on the inside.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was my trip down memory lane.
Mm-hmm.
It was fascinating, and
Okay.
I may be going back this afternoon with my sister. That's
Okay.
So
All right. Are you working on anything else?
I have my sweater. This is my test
Okay.
knit for Stephanie. Here it is. That's the bottom has got the color work,
Beautiful.
and
I
then
like that.
the top has got this ribbed boat neck, and I am currently on Sleeve Island. So,
What, this bottom edge is different.
isn't that cool?
Yeah. Look at that.
So it's basically you knit 2 rows, purl 1, and then you do the ribbing, and this kind of curls into it, and it looks really cool.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So I might use that edge again.
Mm-hmm.
But the color work was fun. I set this, and look at, there's all these, like, threads of shiny stuff, and I have no idea what I set this on
Oh.
that stuck to it, but nonetheless.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'm hoping that I'll get the sleeve done for sure tonight. There's color work at the end that matches kind of the bottom.
Okay.
So the
Very
last, I
nice.
would say 5 inches of the sleeve are
Uh-huh.
color work. Or
Okay.
there's a color work stitch pattern, and then they end up in the darker color.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep,
All right.
that's what I'm working on.
cool.
That, and I still haven't finished my colorful geometry. I showed that last time, I think.
Yeah.
I've got, I'm up to 9 repeats, I think. So I got to do
Mm-hmm.
14. So, and then once you get the center section done, then you go back and you do decreasing with the colors that you used on the other side. So
Okay.
it's getting there. If I would just take the time and work on it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It would be done lickety split. And I think that's kind of where I'm at. I got a gnome. I did this mystery knit along on Ravelry
okay.
for the gnome, and the gnome's half finished. And all the clues are out, and I just gotta finish the stupid gnome. And I just need to sit and craft.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. I know I didn't work on my sweaters at all this week hardly, but I do have my taxes to the accountant, so
Well, there's a
that
good
was
thing.
a big, huge thing for me.
Mine are done. I
Yeah.
just haven't submitted them.
Yeah. Well, mine are at the accountant now, so all the business stuff entered, and yeah, we talked about now since I only have the business, I got to do my books every quarter, not save them for the end of the year.
Well, that would make sense.
just to make sure if I have any profit, then I have to start doing estimated taxes. So
Oh, that's important.
yeah, yep. So I'll have to do them every quarter now. So there won't be any more of this mad rush. Oh,
I get it.
Yeah.
Totally. So,
okay. That's
you
all
go.
I got.
well, and I yacked a lot about my journey at my aunt's house, but that's okay.
That's what we're here for.
Okay.
To share.
It's been interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Okay.
well, now I got to go hide a cowl because it'll be time for Mystery Mania this morning.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. It's almost time.
Yep.
All right. Have a good week.
See you in a couple
Bye.
weeks. Bye-bye.